Hi, welcome back to Listen. Can humans really live on Mars one day? I'm going to take a closer look at the science, the challenges, and try to explain the English behind colonizing Mars, the red planet. First of all, Mars is the only planet beyond Earth that we can realistically, which means in a practical and possible way, we can realistically hope to colonize. Other planets are either too hot, too cold, or just too far away. Mars, in comparison, is considered easy in cosmic terms. Now, when we say easy, we don't mean simple. We mean it's less impossible than other options. One of the main reasons Mars is possible is because it has abundant water. But this water isn't flowing like rivers. It's not moving like it does in rivers or lakes on Earth. Instead, it's locked up. It's contained in ice caps, or it's hidden underground. Now, water is key. We can use it in many ways: for drinking, for growing food, and for making energy. With today's technology, we actually know how to extract, how to pull out water from the ice. Once we have it, we can split the water into hydrogen and oxygen. This process is called electrolysis. And why is that important? Well, oxygen lets us breathe. Hydrogen can be used as rocket fuel, and together they create electricity. In other words, Mars already gives us the raw materials we need. The challenge is not capability, but rather willpower, which means determination or strong mental strength. Most plans we have for Mars today involve a step-by-step process, a gradual process. First step would be robots sent to build bases, the first living stations, like space camps. Then, after the robots prepare the environment, the idea is that humans could follow later. This step-by-step process, this step-by-step approach, is what we call laying the groundwork. This is an idiom meaning to prepare the foundation before a bigger project. Now, there's a bigger dream here. We call it terraforming. Terraforming means changing a planet's atmosphere to make it more Earth-like. This is a long-term goal. It wouldn't happen overnight. It could take centuries. But scientists don't consider it impossible. Now, one amazing example here is what we call the Hellas Basin. This is an enormous impact crater on Mars. An impact crater is a giant hole created when something like an asteroid hits the surface. The Hellas Basin is 9 kilometers deep. To give you an idea or an image of this, if you placed Mount Everest inside the Hellas Basin, you would still be looking down on the top of the mountain from the rim, from the outer edge of the crater. That's how deep this thing is. At the bottom of the basin, the air pressure is a little stronger than in the rest of Mars. Now that is important because it's high enough for liquid water to sometimes exist, even with Mars's thin atmosphere today. This tells us something hopeful. The Martian atmosphere doesn't need to change completely in order to support water. And how could we change this atmosphere? Well, scientists suggest adding greenhouse gases. These gases, like carbon dioxide, they trap heat, making the environment warmer. Over time, this warming could help keep water in liquid form. Then, if we add plants, they could release oxygen into the air, just like they do on Earth. It's important to remember that Mars once had a thicker atmosphere billions of years ago. So these ideas are not about creating something entirely new, completely new, but rather bringing it back to life. This is an idiom meaning to restore or revive something. With enough effort and maybe centuries of work, Mars could become a planet where humans don't just survive, but truly live. So, looking ahead, Mars will of course be one of humanity's biggest adventures. The tools are in our hands. We have the tools, or we have some of the tools. The question is whether we have the courage and the patience to use them. A little bit about the key vocabulary and phrases I've used. Abundant, this is plentiful, in large supply. To extract is to pull out, to remove things. Electrolysis, this is splitting water into hydrogen and oxygen. We talked about willpower, determination, strong mental strength. Terraforming, this is changing a planet's atmosphere to make it more Earth-like. Greenhouse gases, these are gases that trap heat. We have problems with greenhouse gases on Earth today. Crater. A crater is a large hole made by an asteroid or an explosion. And drastic, this means extreme or very big. We said laying the groundwork. This is to prepare the foundation. preparing the foundation. And to bring back to life is to restore or to revive. And that's everything for today. This is Listen. Thank you for listening. Until next time. Bye-bye for now. Don't forget to subscribe, share the video, and I'll see you next time.